Hey guys, it's Jenna. There's no Jay, but I do have an exciting video for you. But also, real quick, there's my dog in the background. Why do you look angry at me? You're the one that came in here and sat down. Okay, moving on from that because he's just being salty. We are going to do a summarization of The Outsiders. I started reading this in class recently. Oh my gosh. Hi. But, by the way, this doesn't mean I'm coming back to YouTube as a weekly thing. I'm sorry. I'm not. I haven't posted in a while. There's a reason behind it, I'm not telling you. But, blah, blah, blah. We are doing a summarization because I'm mad at all the other ones. Because either you're watching 12 parts, or it's 5 minutes long and you can't get anything done in 5 minutes. But I mean, whatever. I'm not salty. Yes, I am. So, yeah. We're also not going to use gigantic words that the other one did. I want this simple. Simple. By the way, I do recommend you read it. Go read it. Get your own thoughts on it. Instead of watching this video, go read it or watch the movie. The director's cut version, though, because I heard that's a lot better, even though I haven't watched either of them, because I'm going to watch in class soon. I'm not going to watch it all. Okay, I already watched like half of it, but... Okay, continuing on. So I'm going to introduce the characters real quick, as fast as possible. I'm sorry. This is probably going to be the slowest part of the video, and then I'm actually going to get to the part that I actually worked hard on. Alright, so here, the main character is Pony Boy. He has two older brothers, Soda Pop and Dairy, Curtis. And then here's what he looks like. I'm just going to read straight from the book here. Alright, I have light brown, almost red hair, and I have greenish gray eyes. I wish they were more gray because blah blah blah. My hair is a lot longer than a lot of other boys wear. He's a greaser in a neighborhood, rarely cuts their hair. He's on the lower class of a city that he lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is actually also the city that, or also the place that S.E. Hinton grew up, in the place that she actually wrote it in when she was 16. Okay. Yeah, so he was walking home from the movie theater, I think. Yep. That's okay, so then we're going on to his oldest brother, Derry. We're gonna describe him real quick. He's the oldest. Oh, by the way, their mom and dad died in a car wreck about I think it said 8 months before the story starts. Okay, Derry is 6'2", broad-shouldered and muscular. He has dark brown hair and kicks out in the front and a slight cowlick in the back, just like Dad's. But Derry's eyes are his own. He's got eyes that are, that are two pieces of pale blue-green eyes. They've got a determined set to them, like the rest of him. He looks older than 20, tough, cool, and smart. He would be real handsome if his eyes weren't so cold. He doesn't understand blah 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 blah. Because I'm not giving any spoilers. Soda, the middle brother, and the one he actually likes better. You'll understand that later. Soda is handsomer than anyone else I know. Not like Derry. Soda's movie star kind of handsome. The kind people stop on the street and watch go by. He's not as tall as Derry. He's a little slimmer, but he has a finely drawn, sensitive face that somehow manages to be reckless and thoughtful at the same time. He has dark gold hair that he combs back long, silky, straight, and in the summer the sun bleaches it to a shining wheat gold. Oh my gosh, I am so messing up right now. His eyes are dark brown, lively, dancing, recklessly laughing eyes that can be gentle and sympathetic moment and a blazing with anger the next. He has Dad's eyes. Wait, what? but soda's one of a kind. Oh, okay. We got Steve next. Steve was described as Soda's best friend since elementary school, by the way. Steve Randall. He was 17, tall and lean, with thick, greasy hair that he combed back with complicated swirls. He was cocky, smart, and Soda's best since grade school. I literally just said that. Thanks for reading me, book. I'm kidding. What? Wait, one second. Okay, so it said like Gary was 20, but I don't know. Now I'm confused. Two-Bit Matthews was the oldest of the gang and the wisecracker of the bunch. He was about 6 feet tall, stocky in build, and very proud of his long, rusty-colored sideburns. He had gray eyes and a wide grin. He couldn't stop making funny remarks to save his life. You couldn't shut up that guy. He always had to get his 2 bits worth in, hence his name. Even his teachers forgot his real name was Keith. I don't even like saying his name is. Just like, that is disclosed information. Not to say, because it just calls him 2-bit for the entire book, I promise you. Except for, like, right there. And we hardly remembered. He had a normal name. Okay. Life was one big joke to 2-bit. He was famous for shoplifting in his black-handled switchblade, which he couldn't have acquired without his first talent. He was always smarting off the cops. He rarely could help it. Everything was funny, brighten up the police dark, dull lives. That's the way he explained it to me. He liked flights, blonde, and some unfathomable reason, school. He was still a junior, 18 and a half, and never learned a thing. He just went for kicks. I liked him real well because he kept us laughing at ourselves and at other things. He reminded me of Will Rogers. Maybe it was the grin. If I had to pick a real character, it would be Dallas Winston, Dally. I used to wait. What about Johnny? I don't have Johnny labeled. That's so annoying. God. I'll have to find it. Give me a minute after this. He liked drawing picture. I used to like drawing his picture when he was in a dangerous mood. For then I could understand to get his personality down in a few lines. He had an elfish face with high cheekbones and a pointed chin, small, sharp animal teeth, and ears like a lynx. His hair was almost white. It was so blonde, and he didn't like haircuts or hair oil either. So it fell over his forehead in wisps, and kicked out in the back, and tufts curled behind his ears, along with the nape of his neck. His eyes were blue, blazing ice, cold with hatred of the whole world. Dally had spent 3 years on the wild side of New York and had been arrested at the age of 10. He was tougher than the rest of us, tougher, cooler, and meaner. The shade of difference separates a greaser from the hood wasn't present in Dally. He was as wild as the boys in downtown outfits like Tim Shepard's gang. In New York, Dally blew off steam and gang fights. I'm just like... But here, organized gangs are rarities. There are small bunches of friends who stick together in the warfare between social classes. A rumble, what it's called. Okay, one second. Alright, so where was I? Hello. I'm back. I had to eat dinner. So I ate dinner. Okay, I was just checking to see what my percentage was at. Because I wanted to die. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was bad. That I forgot. Oh, we're going to start back with the word a rumble. It's been a little bit for me because I had to eat. But I know. It's going to be like less than a sentence of me repeating. Okay. A rumble, when it's called, is usually born of a grudge fight, and the opponents just happen to bring their friends along. Oh, there are a few name gangs around, like the River Kings and the Timber timber street taggers, but here in the Southwest, there's no gang rivalry. So Dally, even though he could, excuse me, excuse me, he could get into a gang fight. Sometimes had no specific thing to hate, no rival gang, only socials. And you can't win against them no matter how hard you try because they've all got breaks. Even whipping them isn't going to change the fact. Maybe that's why Dallas was so bitter. He had quite a reputation. They they have a file of on him down at the police station. He'd been arrested, got drunk, rode in rodeos, lied, cheated, stole, rolled drunks, jumped small kids. He did everything. I didn't like him, but he was smart. You had to respect him. Oh, that's why I forgot. Okay, good thing I read all the way there, or else I would have paused it and had to look for Johnny. Johnny's my favorite. Okay. Um, Johnny was last and least. If you can picture a dark little puppy that had been kicked too many times and is lost in a crowd of strangers, you'll have Johnny. He was the youngest next to me, smaller than the rest, with a slight build. He had big black eyes and in a dark tan space. His hair was jet black and heavily greased, combed to the side, but it was so long it fell in shaggy bangs, excuse me, across his forehead. He had a nervous, suspicious look in his eyes. And that beating he got from the socials didn't help matters. He was the gang's pet, everyone's kid brother. His father was always beating him up, and his mother ignored him, except when she hacked off at something. And then you could hear yelling clear down at our house. I think he hated that worse than getting whipped. He would run away a million times if we hadn't been there. If it hadn't been for the gang, Johnny would never have known what love and affection was. Alright. So, I'm going to upload this video. And instead of calling it the summary, I'm just going to say explaining the characters because the book takes longer than 20 minutes, and that is all the space I have on my phone, and I am so sorry, but it's going to be up as soon, like an hour after this comes up, okay? I promise. Alright. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you really, really soon, because by the time you're watching this, it's probably going to be up, I promise. Okay? Thank you.